Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer considers this 4K monitor to be an absolutely stellar 5-star product, although it benefits greatly from a bit of initial fine-tuning to unlock its full potential. Our client recommends diving into the settings menu right away, as the default configuration isn't optimal. Simple adjustments to the aspect ratio and enabling the dynamic contrast feature make an immediate and noticeable difference in picture quality. When it comes to color accuracy, the display has a common quirk found in many similar panels, showing a slight oversaturation of green. However, this is easily corrected. The key is to avoid the built-in presets and instead adjust the color values manually. What truly sets this monitor apart, according to our reviewer, are the advanced CMYK color settings. This level of granular control is almost unheard of on a display not explicitly marketed to creative professionals, and makes it an incredible tool for photo or video work. The integrated speakers are quite basic, but this client frames it as an intelligent design choice rather than a flaw. They are included primarily for technical compatibility reasons, which satisfies a requirement without inflating the cost with high-end audio you wouldn't want anyway. The clear expectation is that users will connect their own preferred external speakers for any serious listening. The included stand is also a highlight. It's solid, sturdy, and made of metal. For those who plan on using a different stand or wall mount, be aware that the power port placement might require a right-angle power cable for a clean installation. It's a small detail, but a useful one to know. Overall, this monitor delivers professional-grade quality and features that far exceed expectations.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer approached the purchase with measured expectations, hoping for a pair of reasonably good 4K displays for a new primary office build. Our reviewer acknowledges that the common complaints about the included stand's lack of adjustment are valid, but this was of little concern as a dual monitor arm was part of the planned setup from the beginning. While the monitor's built-in mount does protrude slightly, the unit conveniently ships with 4 standoff screws, which allowed it to attach perfectly to a standard VESA mount without any trouble. Once powered on, the performance of this monitor was a pleasant surprise. This client found that very little adjustment was needed to get the color palette accurate enough for raw image processing, which was a major plus. For daily use, text was perfectly readable and sharp at a custom 125% scaling, even though the operating system recommended a higher setting. During the initial evaluation period, the screens have been free of any dead pixels, color banding, or noticeable backlight bleed, which can often be a concern with more affordable displays. While not primarily for gaming, our reviewer did test a few titles and found the performance to be quite capable, achieving smooth frame rates on less demanding games. The only significant drawback discovered was the quality of the built-in speakers, which are described as being truly terrible. However, since this client uses a dedicated soundbar, this was not a deal-breaker. Ultimately, our reviewer feels that this display represents a fantastic value, making it possible to create a high-resolution, multi-monitor workspace for a very reasonable investment.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer was really impressed with this monitor. Okay, so it's not the asterisk absolute top of the line, but for the price, our reviewer believes it's an absolute steal. The picture quality is fantastic, the colors pop, and this client reports that there wasn't a single dead or stuck pixel to be found. There was a small initial hiccup with the HDMI connection, wouldn't fire up right away due to some computer settings and a conflict with another monitor. However, once the setup was switched over to DisplayPort, this client was cruising at a smooth 2160p/60Hz, and surprisingly, the monitor was even running at 70Hz straight out of the box. Now the reviewer did point out a couple of things that might be a minor drawback for some. The base mount feels a little flimsy. While the base itself is metal and sturdy, the connection point and the adjustable joint held together by just a couple of screws can make the whole thing a bit wobbly. But this isn't a problem if you plan to use your own stand or mount, which leads to the other point, you might need adapters for VESA mounting this monitor. The standoffs create a horizontal offset that shifts the center of gravity a bit, which might be different from other monitors. These weren't issues for this client, who knows this can be the case with various mounts and adapters. The packaging was excellent, by the way. Everything was included: tools, screws, a power cord, and even an HDMI cord. The reviewer does recommend grabbing a DisplayPort cable if you don't have one, so you're ready to go right away. Some people have mentioned that the settings control panel on the back is a bit fiddly to use, but this client didn't have any problems with it. Plus, once you've dialed in your preferred settings, you probably won't need to mess with it much, as you can make most adjustments from your PC. Overall, this monitor was a great purchase that our reviewer was hesitant about at first, but will now be buying 2 more to complete they.
That's it for this one. If you found this helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Questions? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.